All right, we back once again looking at the AI trend predictions for next week. Within next week, basically, I was looking at this list, and I decided to shrink it down to about 4 tickers using this confidence level. As you scroll down, obviously the signals are going to get a little bit stronger. You can generate more tickers to look at. I like to just whittle it down just right off the bat. I want four or five high confidence ideas. So right now we're sitting at 60%. That's always in the back of my mind. There's a 60% confidence into this signal being up. So we're looking at STSA first. Just going to pull up just a little tab. This is a nice little thing that Tickeron does where you can just click on the name and it pulls up some nice little statistics for you. You can look at the chart, essentially check it out, see how it's doing. 25 days. You can set up signals and you can add it to your watch list right off the bat. So you don't even need to change screens here. But if you do, you can click on this, just open a tab, and it's going to pull you up to the new screen where it give you all the technical analysis. You quickly get the bullish trend analysis and the bearish trend analysis laid out for you just based on common indicators. So reading that whole thing, or you can just look at kind of a summary here, you get an idea of if the ticker is actually bullish or bearish right now. As far as technical goes, it's still pretty bearish, 87%. However, the engine has put a buy signal on it, so I'm not really sure how that works, but anyways, the odds are actually in favor of more of a bearish trend. Now this description here, I think this is incorrect, saying it's a bank holding company, provides commercial banking services, but it says its industry is biotech, so I'm not real sure so far what the company actually does. It looks like it's probably biotech. But if it's biotech, then why is it considered a bank holding company? Maybe it's just some kind of shell company or something. I'm not really sure. Here's the fundamentals. There's your profile there. Kind of you can get the phone number to call the company. The fundamentals here, we can look at the cash flow, earnings, gain per year, total cash. You can customize the view if you like, and then you got your details here. Something I always like to look at is the market cap, 140 million. Total cash, they've got $78 million of cash. It's a $140 million company, and they pay a dividend, I believe. I think it shows it down here. Here's an industry description. So interesting. Okay, that would be nice to be up first, but they put the technicals first. They did pay a dividend of 20 cents per share recently, so that's good. There it is. So we can read more about this dividend here. So we got a $4 company here, sitting at $4.45. Pays 20 cents a share. And they have 78 million cash on $140 million market cap. That's stuff I like to look at. Okay, fundamental analysis. It's got so we looked at the technicals. You get the fundamentals. 30 out of 100. Okay, so that's pretty decent. It's up in the upper half. Okay, so and then a price book ratio, 1.6 is normal, except for the industry mean is 25. So not real sure how much I would actually trust that, given that they gave the profile was incorrect, I think, bank holding and biotech. So I wouldn't look at that too much, put a lot of weight in that. Here's the estimates. So they basically reported 49 cents, minus 49 cents a share, beating the estimate by, looks like 9 cents. So not bad, beating earnings, that's not bad. Industry description, here you go. So protein engineering, produce medicines, therapies for treating and preventing ailments. Does it have anything interesting other than basic blah blah? Cutting edge solutions for health. Okay, so basically read this USDA. So is there a FDA thing coming up with this? I'm not real sure. Market cap, average market cap is 1.83. This thing is at 140 million. We know that. The average weekly price growth across all stocks in the industry was minus 0%, which with an average of 8%. So not great. These are falling. So this one on 6/17 was a top weekly loser. In fact, that was probably the time to buy it because now it's trading at 445. So that's interesting how that was the case. Satsuma Pharmaceuticals, again, top weekly loser, and now it's showing up on people's radars at 445. Very interesting. We're going to see if that makes sense. I'm going to track this thing. We're going to see over time, is this Tickeron engine even finding decent plays, or is this finding them once they're getting ready to be rugged? Because I'm always looking for the rug. All right, so that's that one. And then the next one, that was one I didn't know about because Tesla and gold are the reasons I left this list this short. Uther, so here's another therapeutics, 11 days to earnings. They actually dropped $2.25 a share. I might add it to the watch list. I don't know. I don't really think I'm going to yet. Trend, so it recovers from overbought zone. Okay, so this thing just got overbought. According to this, we can see the bearish trend analysis actually shows up first. So my guess is it's a sell. Yep. So I've noticed that they'll actually put the bearish trend analysis first if it is actually sitting in a sell signal. Odds of bearish trend versus bullish sitting slightly in favor of bearish. So now we got some confluence here where they're actually saying sell and predicting the odds correctly, whereas in this case you've got a divergence here where the odds are 87% and is predicting buy. This is actually probably some kind of rug coming up with this stock based on what I'm seeing here. I just don't trust any of these numbers. This one has a little bit more clarity here, so I'd be more willing to actually be involved with this stock than the other one, I think, just from a safety standpoint. They have a better fundamental rating, 38 on the growth, which is the decent, 45 on the PE growth. This has a lot more information to go through. From a monthly standpoint, looks like it is potentially looking for a little bit of a dip into the trend. So, and they've been missing earnings. So a little bit of a difference here of what Tick Around found was one company was beating earnings. This one's actually been missing earnings and is expected to be lower in the earnings spot. So is this more of the rug, a ruggy type of company where they could really sell into? Yeah, it actually is. There's a lot. It's a lot bigger. Market cap sitting at 10.21 bill. All right, so we got a couple of biotechs that this thing picked up on 60% confidence of a buy. So there's another divergence with this one is that they actually said this is going to be bullish in the next week, but it's sitting in a sell from a technical standpoint. So the AI and the technicals didn't line up in this situation. But however, it has been correct on its last three signals, and yet another signal that has not been reached yet, another signal. So they've basically been reached over time. So not bad as far as a prediction there. This one here we just looked at, 70%, but way less information. So I'm not really sure how I feel about these. This one right here, a lot less information. It looks like it's already kind of been on a run for a while. However, and there's some divergences here. It's considered a bank holding company, but it actually is a biotech. I don't know. This maybe is the better play just because it's way less unknown. So we'll track those, see how they do. Tesla sitting here at 63% on the sell. We all know how Tesla operates. However, this thing is on point with the sells here for the most part. So hasn't reached its target yet here, or has not reached its target from its call on a few days ago, 66%. So you can see the confidence level is dropping a little bit. However, it did reach it there, and odds of success 85%. So we all know about Tesla, but you can still open this up, kind of see how it's been doing. So look at the week. It had a nice run, 744 to 817. This thing can definitely fall. If you've ever traded Tesla, this thing can fall for a long time. That's just the nature of the stocks. This one's saying it's an upward trend. I tend to agree with that. Definitely going to be an upward trend. However, is it a buy right this second? No, you would want to be, if you're looking at this, you want to be buying this into the trend, not here. It would be a very bad idea to buy it here, in my opinion. But unless you were just going to buy and forget about it. So here's a buy. So we got some confluence there. Fundamental analysis here sitting at 16, which is good. You read all about the bullish trend and bearish trend analysis. Let's just keep going on. As far as beating earnings, we already know Tesla loves to beat earnings. They do a great job of that. So something that I think market participants like right now is folks that actually generate money and beat earnings. Here's the details about what the company is. High and low price notables. So that's kind of an interesting little factor. And then the average weekly volume across all stocks was 38%, same stocks as average. So you can see the difference here with the nice little synopsis of the fundamentals ratings as well. So there's all that. And then gold for the boomers out there. No offense. because I'd buy gold too. It's actually saying it's bearish, so that is interesting that this thing is predicting bearish probabilities for gold coming up in the next week with 60% confidence rating. Now, I don't think the confidence rating is actually on this, but it could be. However, we're seeing a confluence here in a way. It's 75%, so dead even there, but the odds of a bullish trend pretty high coupled with the buy signal. I like a Bollinger Band signal, so this one's expected to rise as it breaks the lower Bollinger Band. So an interesting little point in time in this chart of gold, which we know has been in a steady downtrend. We can read about the analysis here, but you guys don't need to see that. Fundamentalist analysis rating is in the dirt, sitting down here in the very, very negatives here. So, but potentially heading higher in gold. I don't know why this thing is predicting a sell. So that's something we want to be on the lookout here for in gold. The target is only minus 0.5%, so downtrend maybe might be the buy signal. So if we look at gold on the chart, we see it came off a low here. So I'm not real sure that this is going to be bearish, but this definitely could come down 0.5% just to kind of retest the lows. So there's that. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla definitely breaking out of this little consolidation pattern, breaking up into resistance. So I definitely could see a sell coming in Tesla. It doesn't strike me as odd that this would be a sell. So yeah, there's all that. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Kind of a more in-depth view on how I use the prediction engines to generate ideas. Hopefully this helps you with your own ideas. You don't need to copy this method, but this is just one method that I use. So if you have any questions about that, just let me know, and we'll see you next time.